The Lion, the Witch and the Wardrobe by C.S. Lewis, reviewed by Amelie Zarife, 4G. Introducing the main protagonists, or characters. The most famous character of all, Aslan, the great lion himself. Although I'm guessing you already knew that. We'll talk about him later. Almost as famous, but for all the wrong reasons, is the self-proclaimed Queen of Narnia, or, as she more accurately should be called, the White Witch. Crucial to the story are 4 children, who are evacuated out of war-torn London and moved to the countryside into a stranger's home. The eldest 2 siblings are Peter, who thinks he's the boss, and Susan, who thinks she is Mummy. Although younger, Edmund and Lucy are crucial to the whole story. Lucy is the first to stumble into Narnia, and her adventure is full of wonder, amazement and innocence. By contrast, when her elder brother Edmund also makes it into Narnia, he seeks personal gain, Turkish delight and power over his siblings. There isn't time to go through all the characters, but 2 more certainly need introducing. Mr. Tumnus is half man, half goat, known as a fawn. He carries an umbrella and some parcels when we first meet him. Mr. Tumnus is tempted to betray Lucy to the White Queen, but he soon regrets this and pays for his disobedience by being imprisoned in the witch's icy castle. Mr. Beaver is another one of the good guys who, along with his wife, Mrs. Beaver, does much to help Lucy, Susan and Peter rescue Edmund, who has also been imprisoned by the evil witch. Our story builds towards its culmination when the White Witch believes she has triumphed over all. In order to free Edmund, who could otherwise be killed, Aslan willingly surrenders his own life in exchange for Edmund's. At the moment of Aslan's slaughter, the evil witch and her minions rejoice and revel at the spilling of the great lion's blood. Lucy and Susan weep over the scene when, for the time being at least, all seems lost. However, this is not where the story ends, for the witch's understanding, in spite of all her powers, was only partial, whereas Aslan knows in full. As the book quotes,
"It means,"
said Aslan,
"that though the witch knew the deep magic, there is a magic deeper still, which she did not know. Her knowledge goes back only to the dawn of time, but if she could have looked a little further back, into the stillness and the darkness before time dawned, she could have read there a different incantation. She would have known that when a willing victim who had committed no treachery was killed in a traitor's stead, the table would crack, and death itself would start working backwards. And now—"
"Oh yes, now?" said Lucy, jumping up and clapping her hands.
"Oh, children,"
said the lion,
"I feel my strength coming back."
And so, Aslan's sacrifice frees Edmund and frees Narnia from the witch's spell. The great thaw commences, Father Christmas is seen, and the witch is banished for good. After many years of ruling Narnia, Peter, Susan, Edmund and Lucy one day stumble across a lamppost that seems strangely familiar. Upon further investigation, the 4 are puzzled to come across a rack of fur coats. Their inquisitiveness gets the better of them, and they push through the coats only to fall back into the world as we know it, where time has stood still. And so, it is time to rate the book. Unquestionably, it's a 5 out of 5. A must-read for everyone in 4G. The end.